Hi my YouTube family, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is CeeChronicles and I do fragrance reviews mostly, and I do lifestyle and fashion videos. So if it sounds like something you are interested in, please don't leave without clicking the subscribe button and joining this family. I also want to acknowledge my returning subscribers. Thank you for coming back. I am here again with a fragrance review video, and today I am very excited because I came across a Lattafa that I'd never seen before while I was doing my shopping, and this is the fragrance that I intend talking about today. The other reason why I'm excited is it seems as though Lattafa now has introduced smaller bottles, which I've done a lot of Lattafas, and I was collecting them. Of course, I've decluttered a lot of Lattafas, but the concern was, will I ever go through all these bottles, because they were either marketed as 60 ml or they were marketed as 100 ml. So it is a pleasure to know that Lattafa is now doing the 30 ml size bottle, and this is what I have. Okay. And not only that, I was also excited about the contents. So I'm going to be talking to you about this fragrance. This is called Ramz Lattafa Gold. So obviously there will be another one within the range, because this one is called Gold. So I do believe there's a silver one. I'm not sure if there's another one, but I know there's a silver one, and then I am doing the gold version. This is what I'm bringing to you. And I sprayed this and I couldn't believe what I just managed to purchase. I wouldn't say by mistake, but as a blind buy. I just took the lip, purchased it, and I was not disappointed. Now I am going to spritz it on my arm, and then I'll tell you about this fragrance. I am really excited, so I'm going to spray it there. Okay, that's the fragrance. So we are talking about Ramz Gold. Okay, Ramz Gold by Lattafa. It's got a lot of writing there, but it's just like scribbles of different letters, but it's in English. There's cool, there's touch, cool, admire, together, jazz, a lot, so that's how the bottle is. It is quite artistic. Now, getting into the notes, the good thing was when I brought to you this one, when I brought to you Ajwad by Lattafa, it came with this, it came with this piece of paper, so makes it a lot easy, because I'd always used to tell you that Lattafa's presence on the internet wasn't that big, so sometimes we'd have to, really, try to see what you're smelling, or try to come up with what you're smelling. So now I do have this fragrance on this piece of paper, so I'm going to tell you what the notes are based on this piece of paper. This fragrance has got some sweet orange, it's got some blackcurrant, it's got some apple, some pear, it also has some peach, and that is at the top. Okay, now the heart of this fragrance is jasmine sambac and orange flower and some rose, and then in the base it's got some patchouli, it's got some sandalwood, some vanilla, and some white musk. Okay, so I did say at the beginning of the video that I was excited, and reason being, this fragrance from Lattafa kind of deviates from what Lattafa is known for. Lattafa is known for, the Middle Eastern feel in every fragrance, which is, oud and you name it. So first of all, there is no oud in this fragrance. There is no oud, and it's not listed there. So I'm talking about, this is not a suspicion, there's no oud. So for those people that come to my channel and say, does it have oud? Is the oud so strong? So no, this one does not have oud. It's also marketed as unisex. So this is a super fruity fragrance. It's very forward on the fruits, to a point that I cannot say it's fruity floral. However, I can say it's woodsy and fruity at the same time. Does have a creamy feel to it, like a velvety feel to it. This fragrance, the top, when you spray it, the first thing that you get is the sweetness. It is a sweet fragrance, and if I didn't mention it, it is marketed for unisex. It's a sweet fragrance, so that's what you get on the onset. You will feel this is a sweet fragrance, and all these fruits start to come through. You've got that you've got that black pepper, you've got that pear, you've got the apple, you've got the peach. It is a super fruity fragrance. It does have a touch of citrus, obviously, and then it does have that jasmine sambac in the mid. So after this fruitiness, then comes a bit of some spiciness with some woods, the rose picking up with the blackcurrant, mixed together. The rose in here is done so beautifully. It's a refined kind of rose. So this is not going to be a rose fragrance. I'm talking to my fellas here, you know, the guys. You know, some of them would say, well, I don't like rose. This is not going to be an in-your-face rose fragrance. However, it does have rose in the mid, and that's what plays, you know, that's what plays, you know, that's what creeps in kind of like to moderate this fruitiness that you get in the top, because it is a super fruity fragrance that is also super sweet. So yeah, that rose, you know, I get the rose mostly picking with the black currant. That's what I get the most. However, it does have that apple. Don't forget, it does have that apple and the pear and the peach, which mixed together gives you kind of like a jammy feel. And not at all a plasticky feel. This is not like that kind of fragrance that turns plasticky because it's got so many fruits and then it's got that sweetness. It does have some vanilla, but it doesn't, even if it does have, let's say, a touch of plastickiness, but it's not that that tacky kind of plastickiness in it, because I guess, you know, the musk then comes in the base. And I think this is uniquely Lattafa. I don't know, I'm just guessing, you know, because I haven't obviously smelled every fragrance ever made. But I'm going to say from my experience with fragrances, I have not come across a fragrance thus far that kind of, you know, that I would say, okay, this is a dupe of. It does give me that nighttime feel. It is an elegant fragrance that I feel is ideal for nighttime, ideal for cool weather. But don't forget, it's a sweet fragrance as well, which also makes it ideal for, you know, intimate settings, or a dinner or something, a little black dress or something. It is really, you know, it is sweet. Quite sweet, and also, though it's marketed for it's marketed unisex, it leans more feminine. However, yes, a male can pull this off, because what you get with this spiciness and the woods, it does kind of make it lean towards, you know, the sort of thing that a male might like, especially if it's the sort of male that doesn't like those ultra masculine fragrances, a male that likes sweet fragrances. This is not going to give this male a pretty feel. It's going to give them that sweet, you know, sweet feel in a fragrance. So it's not like it's too girly, but at the same time, I would say it leans more feminine than it does masculine. I hope I didn't mix my words there. I didn't mumble a lot. What I was saying was, it is unisex. However, it leans more feminine. But if a man wants to wear this, I believe they can, because it does have the woodiness that comes in together with the spices in the mid, and then it's got that musks, that, you know, that white musk that levels it in the end, and, you know, obviously with the sandalwood, so that gives it somewhat of a male touch to it. You know, if you are a male and you like sweet fragrances, you could totally pull this one off. And then in terms of, like, you know, if I'm to compare it with another fragrance within my collection, all I can say is, if you've used Mon Paris Intensiment, you would probably like this fragrance. It's got kind of the same feel. You know, it's got, it doesn't have incense, but it does have the woods done in a Middle Eastern way. So if you want to know, okay, see, tell us exactly what this fragrance leans towards, I'd say if you like Mon Paris Intensiment, you would probably like this fragrance. Now, let me bring it closer to home and refer to what I have in terms of Lattafa. What I can say about this fragrance is it's sweet, okay, it's fruity. So if you have used Ragba, but don't get me twisted, please, don't misquote me. If you've used Ragba, okay, from Lattafa, take away the incense from Ragba, take away the oud from Ragba. Now add a ton of fruits. Add pear in the mix, add apple in the mix, add some blackcurrant in the mix. If you can visualize, you know, that scent profile, you've got that Ragba, but then in the Ragba, you take off you take away the incense, okay, that makes it that Middle Eastern thing. You take away that caramel feel from the Ragba. You take away the oud from the Ragba, and in that, whatever you left with in that base, which is the vanilla, which is I think Ragba has got, if I'm not mistaken, it's got some musk as well. Let me see. It's got, yeah, it's got some vanilla. It's got some oud. So if you take away that and then you add a ton of fruits, okay, but obviously do it, visualize it in a unique way, not in a cheap fragrance feel. If you add that, then somehow you will have somewhat of an imagination of what this smells like. But I'm just struggling to tell you to liken it to something so that, if you want to buy it, I know when we come in front of you, we YouTubers, we come in front of you and you start raving about fragrances and notes and something like that. I used to be like that as well growing up. I'll be thinking, just tell me what it smells like. Okay, does it smell like chocolate? So that I know. So, okay, that is what I'm saying. If you just take away the incense, if you take out that, incensey feel, that smoky feel, that caramel feel, add a ton of fruits on Ragba, leave the vanilla as it is, leave the musk as it is, throw in a bit of some patchouli. This is a clean patchouli, it's not a dirty patchouli, and then some rose in there to wrap it up, and a bit of that orange flower to give it a bit of that, that sort of thing. If you can visualize that, then you've got something along these lines. But if you've used Mon Paris Intensiment, it's not the same. I'm not saying it's the same, but I'm saying if you liked that scent profile of Mon Paris Intensiment, then this is something that will be definitely up your alley. So yeah, I was talking about Ramz Lattafa. I will definitely purchase this in the full size. I love this fragrance. It's elegant, it's unique, it's different for me. It also turns a bit powdery in the end. Longevity, you're looking at about 8 hours, or more, because this is a fragrance that I think is under the concentrated cap. As far as I'm concerned, it gives me that concentrated feel. It feels like an intense version of whatever it is. So maybe the silver is a lighter take at this, or maybe the silver goes in a totally different direction, but I feel the gold is quite intense, in its interpretation of what they were, formulating here. So this is an intense fragrance. So it's one that you need to go slow on the trigger. It's one that is ideal for cooler weather. It's a strong fragrance. In terms of longevity, it depends whether you've sprayed it in the cold. If it's in the cold, I guess, yes, you could say I could cap it at 8 hours. But if it's in the heat, I guess, the sky is the limit, depending on how many spritzes you spray. But it's one that you really don't need much for. So it is a, value for money. I really, really am impressed with this one. This one deviates from the norm. It doesn't give you that traditional Middle Eastern, there we go again fragrance. No, this one kind of deviates from the norm. I feel it's going to be a personal favorite for a lot of people. And I'm personally enjoying it. And like I said, Lattafa, if you didn't know, is now, they do now have, I don't know, it could be new to me, maybe it's been there for a while, but this is the first time seeing the 30 ml size, which makes it easier for, collectors like us. If you don't want too much fragrances, if you don't want too much content, too much of the actual juice, then the 30 ml will be the one for you. But otherwise, you can get this in 100 ml. And yeah, that's what I had to say, today. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. I hope you did enjoy watching this video. Let me know what you think. If you use this one, if you want to blind buy it, I'd say definitely this would make a perfect gift. This would make a perfect gift for, who I don't, this is one that is kind of crowd pleasing. And then in terms of that sweetness, the sweetness as it goes, as you wear it in the 3rd, 4th hour, tends to be moderated by that musk. So it starts to, the sweetness is in your face as you start, but in the end, it starts to tone down, giving it that creamy feel and maintaining slightly powdery feel, but still holding onto that fruitiness. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. It's been your girl, CeeChronicles. I hope you did subscribe. If you haven't, please do. Turn on post notifications so that you are notified anytime I upload a video. And remember to comment and, let me know in the comment section what you think of this fragrance. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay fabulous. And remember, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.